Hello, how's it going? I'm Sam, and we're at This Museum's Not Obsolete. We're just finished, we're closed, and we're creating a quick video on this machine right here, which is the Yamaha CS-10, which came out in, I'm not actually sure, we're going to write over here, I'm guessing 1977, but I might be wrong. Is it actually? It's actually 1970. No, it's not. I didn't get that right. Is it bang on 1977?
It's 1977 and 1978. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of the two.
It's like the Korg MS range for the same time. So the competition, Korg and the Yamaha ones, there was a load of different types and it gets really confusing. I get really confused. It's like with BMWs, you know how BMWs all in the numbers of the car names. I don't know why, it always confuses me. It's the same with Yamaha synthesizers because before, not before this, but slightly smaller than this is the Yamaha CS5, which I thought was remarkably simpler, but it's actually quite similar. If you look at a picture of the CS5 and you see this, you'll notice that they're both single oscillator, single voltage controlled filter. Is this definitely single oscillator? I thought it was double oscillator. Yeah, it is. And it's got the same mixer. The only difference is, I think the knobs are more squeezed together, but please answer in the comments if you have a CS5 and a CS10, the actual fundamental difference, because I'm not sure yet. But then it gets confusing after that because you've got the CS15, which is, it's quite interesting actually, the CS15, because you've got basically two synthesizers like in parallel. So you've got two parallel synthesizers and that's sort of like the MS-20 kind of functions. And then after that, it gets confusing because the CS20, it's a little bit later on and that's got big wooden sides, looks different. And then you get to the CS30, which looks the same as this, but it's chonking along over here with a nice big old sequencer over here. It's pretty mad looking. And it doesn't stop there. You got this is all off the top of my head, I might be wrong, so please comment below if I am wrong. CS40, I think the CS40 is something to do with the wooden sides and comes later on because the CS50 and the CS60 are slightly less involved versions of the CS80. However, the CS70, that's another thing. The CS70, and the ones we talked about, the 20 and the 40, they're all from a different range of synthesizers. So it all gets confusing. So let's have a look at the functions of the CS10 now. I don't really know much about this. This is actually Johnny's synthesizer. And if you want him to see him talk about a synthesizer he actually knows, instead of shoving it in front of me and going, oh, what's these knobs do? Then let us know below. But yeah, the CS10, basically a rubbish version of the MS-10. Controversial. No, I'm joking. Actually, I'm not joking. Maybe. Am I joking? I don't even know. Let's have a closer look and you can figure out whether you think it's naff or not. I don't think it's naff. It's a good synth. It's a good synth. So it's a single oscillator. We've got the oscillator here. You've got 4 knobs. Four knobs. We've got a fine tune that is seriously fine. That's the thing about this whole synthesizer, is everything's really, all the knobs just don't go as far as you want them to. So, talking about that, we'll turn up the mixer. We'll turn up the square wave first. That's the fine tune, but you've got a pitch bend down here, but... Oh, actually, it's a perfect octave. That's good. That's better than the MS-10. You've actually got 6 octaves. And you could do the Game Boy sounds, of course. We're on the bottom one now. This is another thing. So the LFO, this right here, low frequency oscillator, can oscillate the different modules. So we've got the VCO, we've got the VCF, voltage control filter, and the VCA, and they've all got LFO mod knobs. One here, and one here. So with the LFO on the oscillator, we can get it to go to crazy town. No, we can't. We've got it from 0 to a slight vibrato. That's all of the LFO mod you're gonna get from your LFO into the VCO. It's fine. This is built for a musician, not for a. And we've got the pulse width modulation next to that. So we've got pulse width, but then we flick it over and it turns into an attenuator for the LFO to go into the pulse width modulation of the VCO. It's quite nice. I do like pulse width modulation, even though it sounds like I'm like Nick Bat. I genuinely love pulse width modulation. And then we got a ramp wave. Turn that down. You can mix them together. So instead of flicking between waveforms, you've just got ramp wave and square wave, and you go between, and you could just mix them together. Relatively indistinguishable. You get a slight twinge, but to justify 2 knobs instead of 1 switch, I don't know. We've got a mixer that you can put noise into it. But you can flick a switch and then have external sound going into it, and there's a level over here. You can also use that external audio, it seems, as a trigger input. Oh, that's interesting. So it's got sort of an envelope follower. Ooh, didn't know about that. So maybe it has got some things a little bit like the MS-20. This isn't quite on the MS-20's level. I think the CS-15 is closer to the MS-20 than the CS-10. So yeah, we carry on. So we've got the filter now. Let's just go for a clean filter sweep, shall we? That's what people like. Clean filter sweep on a low note, on a square wave. I think that's a good gauge of what the filter can do. Yeah, some interesting twangs in there. It's like drinking a fine wine. Actually, it's more like drinking a Lambrini, this one. I'm joking, Johnny. It's not a rubbish synth. It's awesome. There's a bit of an in-joke here because Johnny's like, oh no, the CS-10's the best one. And I'm like, the MS-10's the best one. We're never going to agree. That's max oh no, this is max resonance. Got some overtones that I haven't heard in the MS-10, so it's pretty snazzy, pretty snazzy. We mix both waveforms together through it. Noises as well. But actually, I didn't even know it had a switch between low pass, band pass, and high pass. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah. That's the band pass, of course. Band pass, if you're not aware, is low pass, goes passes the lows through, but it cuts out the highs. The high pass cuts out the lows. And a band pass is basically them put together, but you attenuate and you go up in a band through the frequencies. So it acts like a low pass at the bottom and a band pass at the top. Very nice. So you can use those three. So that's interesting. That's interesting. And it's got an LFO mod into the cutoff, of course. But I seem to remember this having really snappy envelopes, hasn't it? It's got some snappy envelopes. So that's when we're going to introduce the fact that this has two separate envelope generators. This is what's different to the MS-10 because that's obviously only got one envelope generator that controls both the voltage control filter and the voltage controlled amplifier, but it can also control the VCO, which it can't here. So it's a point for the MS-10 and a point for the CS-10. So right now they're equal. Well, no, they're never going to be equal.
One other feature that you don't know about as well, if you look at the back of it,
yeah.
Underneath the Yamaha logo, there used to be a Blue Peter sticker.
Oh yeah, there used to be a Blue Peter sticker on the back of this.
Blue Peter at some point in its life.
This was never on Blue Peter. Okay, well that'd be cool. Well, we've got the envelope. We're going to turn up the modulation of the envelope generator onto the filter. So now you can hear the filter's very static, and we're going to bring in turn up the decay. Doesn't bloom and work. Oh, the labels are slightly different. Oh, actually, that's quite nice. That's like twangy. That's quite nice. Yeah, that's quite funky. It's very twangy. So it's got some really quick envelope generators, but we've got this normal envelope. We've got a switch here that says normal ×5. Oh, it's even quicker. Oh. That's got some twang now. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. That's a good envelope generator. That's got some good twang. The envelope generator that goes with the filter makes it sound really quite plasticky. Very nice. It's got this trigger switch right here. External trigger, I guess, means it gets triggered by an external audio or an external trigger input. So, oh, it's got voltage input and voltage output and envelope generator input and output. Very interesting. We got keyboard S and keyboard M. Oh, okay, so this switch switches between it having a re-trigger mode on the envelope. So usually, like, and this is with the MS-10 as well, is like, if you hit it, but you keep your fingers on the note, it doesn't actually re-trigger the envelope generator. And then you could be like, but you'll notice the first ever time you hit it, you get the envelope generator going twang, twang. Oh, but let's go like. But if we flick over to M, which is, I think, maybe momentary envelope, it's like, what that means is now every time, even if I keep my finger down, it will re-trigger. Which is like what the last time we looked at with the Gen. So the Gen has the this mode at the bottom, and the MS-10, which is similar to this, has a top mode. But this you can select between the two modes, which is very smart indeed. And then with the VCA, which is the voltage controlled amplifier over here, we can skip it by holding it open, it looks like. This is it held open. So it bypasses the VCA. Very nice. And then we go to it with an envelope generator. Okay. Oh, and this has also got that timing thing, so you can make it really quick. Let's get. Oh my God. And then we've obviously got LFO mode as well, so that'll mean that we can, oh, if we need on hold. Where's the noise gone again? Ah, there it is. Okay, that's interesting. I could see it being like, it could be quite a nice musical synthesizer. I mean, obviously, it's a blooming good synth. Very nice. Have you got any special sounds you would like to add to this? Because I don't really know this synthesizer, and you might know it in and out.
The really plucky short decay shit.
Yeah, that short decay is really good. It'll be good if get the short decay back on it, like that. Sounds like that. It's very percussive.
No, I'm bringing in the noise with that
Yeah, that's nice. I like it. I like it. We'll do a video on all of these synthesizers. We're going to cover them in dry things, and then we're going to keep on going and adding effects and putting things into effects. But let's just get the fundamentals done first. But that is the CS10. It's quite similar in function, actually, to the Gen SX1000, which we looked at in the last synthesizer video. But yeah, because the Gen SX1000 has 2 envelope generators. It's got, in fact, it's nearly got exactly the same knob set.
It's just the initial volume things.
Yeah, the initial level. Yeah, but initial level's just, it's just the attenuate. That's the level. So you've got the level, envelope level. It's got an envelope level. It's the same blooming knob, just different descriptions, right? And then this has got a mixer between the 2 waveforms, which arguably, I don't think makes much of a difference. Flick through them, but yeah.